does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review charged by BoardGameExchange.com, the internet's only board game rental website. And today I am stoked to be reviewing Assault on Galactus Prime, Death Throes of a Galactic Empire from Victory Point Games. This is for 2 players, ages 12 and up. It'll take about 60 minutes to play this bad boy. If you could not tell by the name or the front cover, which features a space scene, this is a space game. And in Assault on Galactus Prime, you will be trying to build up your fleet of ships and get them safely through the galaxy so you can destroy the giant Galactus Prime. It's pretty much like a big Death Star, so to speak. But your opponent at the same time is also trying to get his fleet out, and he's also trying to stop you from successfully blowing it up. So the first person to blow up the Galactus Prime is the winner of the game. Now, interesting little concept. It gets even more juicy when you realize this is a deck building game. You will be trying to build up your deck by purchasing cards and by buying ships to put them in your fleet and go destroy the Galactus Prime. One thing you might notice is it does not come in a box. It comes in a bag because Victory Point Games likes to do that. Save you, the consumer, a little money, I would imagine. Other than that, is it a good game? Let's open it up and find out. Inside of Galactus Prime, what are you going to get? Let's look at all the stuff. First, you're going to get a lot of stuff from Victory Point Games, touting off their various other different games they have, their mission statement, and something I do like, their designer notes for all the notes from the designer about the game, which I think is kind of cool, and I'd like if a lot of other game companies did that. And then some fiction, some backstory about the game, which is also really cool to help you get into the theme. Getting down to the nitty-gritty of the game, though, you will get a rule booklet. This rule booklet is full color, 6 pages, front and back printing, and when you are done with it, you will want to set it on fire because it is atrocious and terribly written. But getting to the rest of the components, this is a deck building game, so you are going to get your cards that, and much like other deck building games, you'll get 1 buy and 1 action, and these will grant you more actions, more buys, more coins, and what have you. The only card of note, I should say here, is this large presidential favor card, which costs you 6 coins, and allows you to draw 4 cards instead of 3, because in this game you draw 3 cards. When you're deck building. Over here we have 5 different planets. These will be where you're recruiting your starships. You have your commander and battle tactician card, and these will go into your hand. And they can do semi-nice things when you first get them. However, if you purchase the special agent card, that's when you're really going to start using these cards, and you can do some really nice stuff to help you or hurt your opponent, because you will be going head-to-head in this game. We have our bag of chips, which will include 2 microscopic dice, but I guess they're better than no dice at all. And also numerous different ships, because you're going to be sending all these ships out in the galaxy where you will try and recruit their pilots. Looking at the board itself, you have 3 permanent paper cards here, which you can purchase at any time, and these will help you throughout the game. You can get more fuel, you can get recruits, and what have you, a bunch of other different things. We have little markers down here to help you keep track of how much fuel you have, and your torpedo, and how many people you can recruit, your recruit points. And last, you have got this section in the middle, and this lets us start getting just a base of the gameplay. It is a pretty difficult game to try to explain, so I'm just going to hit on some of the generals of the game. So in this game, you are going to get your cards, your starting hand, and you're going to try and build up your deck. What you're going to be doing with your deck is improving your hand so you can get more recruit points, so you can recruit pilots from outer space. Now, on this board, there would normally be a lot of different pilots, and you'd say, all right, I start with 2 recruit points. Right now, I want to recruit. So you have the choice with your 2 recruit points to either recruit 2 from Cassius or Balak, because they cost 1 point, and these do not have very nice special abilities, or 1 from the 3 on top, which have much nicer special abilities. But the catch is, if you recruit from the ones on top, you have a lot less likely chance to actually successfully recruit your pilots, because you're like, hey, do you want to go attack the Galactus Prime Ion Supercannon bunker and potentially die? So they're saying no. So how do they do that? When you're recruiting, you flip it over, and it either has the name of the pilot, Dracus, or it has, which you're going to see this a lot, D and Q, this means you failed, you wasted your turn essentially, and it is your opponent's turn. But anyway, what you're going to do is eventually you're going to build up your star fleet so it's big enough, and once it gets big enough, you're going to launch it into outer space, and you're going to go one by one through these different sections. You have the orbital descent, the upper atmosphere, atmospheric descent, blah, blah, blah. This is where your opponent has the chance to shoot their torpedoes at you and try and whittle down your starship. So during this phase, you will be rolling dice to see if you avoid their enemy fire. If you successfully avoid your enemy fire, you will be making your way up to the upper descent, and then to the atmospheric descent, so on and so forth, until you get to the kill zone. This gives your opponent a much more likely chance to shoot you down, but if you successfully make it through there, you have the shot to take a shot at the Galactus Prime Ion Supercannon bunker. If you can hit it, then you have successfully won the game, and the game is over. If you do not, then you have not won the game, and your opponent goes next. Either way, you are going to be taking turns back and forth, building up your deck, recruiting starship pilots, putting them out into the galaxy, and eventually trying to blow up the Ion Supercannon bunker in Assault on Galactus Prime. Alright, Assault on Galactus Prime from Victory Point Games. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros, let's go over the cons. First, on the con side, the biggest pet peeve in the entire game is that the rule booklet is, it is terrible. It is a bad rule booklet. It is not fun to get through it. And me and my fiance really were just like, I kind of want to quit trying to play this. But we just kept seeing this good game buried underneath this god-awful rule booklet. So get through the rule booklet. Also, another problem I have with the game is the dice. There's two teeny tiny little dice like I showed you. But in all fairness, it says no dice included. So they did include the teeny tiny dice, which I suppose is better than no dice at all. Onto the gameplay, the things that I did not like. I did not like the deck building aspect of it. I love deck building, but in my opinion, there just was not enough deck building. You really didn't need a deck build to win the game. You could just build up your fleet, send them at the Galactus Prime, Ion Supercannon, whatever it is, and just blow it up by getting lucky dice rolls. And there's my other big problem with the game, is that there's just a little bit too much luck involved in this game. You start rolling the right numbers, and you can fly through this game, in 20 to 30 minutes. I mean, without building up your deck, just getting lucky dice rolls, you can win the game. And that is a problem with this game, because it did happen to me when I was playing my fiance. I was focused on building this awesome deck, because it is a part of a deck building game. And she's just like, oh, I just got a couple of fleets out in there, and I'm going to send all my ships out. And she blew it up, and I lost. And I was like, what the heck? So that's a definite problem with the game. On to the pros, though. It is a good game. We enjoyed our time with Assault on Galactus Prime. I like the fact that you're not just deck building like in Dominion to just deck build. They're not just like, oh, I'm going to buy a province with my coins, blah, blah, blah. You're actually trying to deck build so you can do this and do that, and get your fleet out there, and then there's actually a reason why you're deck building, which I really do like. Also, I liked the fact they took the time to actually put in some fan fiction or some galactic fiction onto this. This is a very in-depth story. It wasn't my cup of tea personally. I do like sci-fi, but I just couldn't get into it. But I will say I did like the theme. I felt like I was, trying to build up this fleet and destroy this, just this insurmountable giant machine out in space I was trying to destroy, which was fun, and we had a lot of fun with this game. So overall, Assault on Galactus Prime from Victory Point Games, I can begrudgingly say is a good game that I would recommend to you if you can find it cheap or if a friend's got it. Definitely give it a try. However, I think it could have been a very, very good game with some more playtesting and a little tweaks here and there to the deck building. But overall, not a bad game to check out. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for your time, YouTube.
That was the review for Assault on Galactus Prime. For more reviews, check back at Bauer's Game Corner. Also check out Board Game Exchange, the nationwide board game rental service.